Greetings, Japan fans. Today's show, we're going to look at diversity, equity, and inclusion. Maishu, arigatou gozaimasu, and welcome back to the 10th year of the Leadership Japan series. I'm your host in Tokyo, Dr. Greg Story, Dale Carnegie Tokyo franchise owner, president of Dale Carnegie Tokyo Training, and three-time best-selling author of Japan Sales Mastery, which is Zaegyo in Japanese, Japan Business Mastery, Japan Presentations Mastery, and my new book, Stop Wasting Money on Training, which in Japanese is Training de Okane o Muda ni Suru no wa Yamimashou. And all of my books are available on Amazon. This podcast brings insights, examples, and experience about leading in Japan. Trust me, it is different here. Don't forget to subscribe and share this podcast with your family, friends, and colleagues. We are not being sponsored by Libsyn, but we value your privacy, which is why we have our podcast hosted by Libsyn. Unlike many other hosting organizations, Libsyn have a strict policy that does not allow access to your private information by anyone. Mondays, the Cutting Edge Japan Business Show podcast. Tuesday, the Presentations Japan series. And every second Tuesday, the Business Touches in no Oshie show. Wednesdays, the Sales Japan series. Thursdays, the Leadership Japan series. And every second Thursday, the Business Pro Podcasto show. Fridays, the Japan Business Mastery Show podcast. Saturdays, Japan's top business interviews. Before we get going, today's handy Japanese phrase is Bisho nure da yo, Bisho nure da yo, Bisho nure da yo, Bisho nure da yo. I'm soaking wet. I'm drenched. Bisho nure da yo, Bisho nure da yo, Bisho nure da yo. I am drenched. Actually, I didn't know this term because I always take an umbrella. But anyway, if you do get soaking wet, you can say Bisho nure da yo, Bisho nure da yo, Bisho nure da yo. This is episode number 504. Today we're talking about two things to work on for achieving diversity, equity, and inclusion in Japan. Over the last couple of years, I have participated in numerous webinars and training provided by different organizations on gaining diversity, equity, and inclusion, DEI, in Japan. The concentration has been on raising awareness about what DEI actually involves. When we first received inquiries about diversity training, the request was to provide training for the women. For those outside Japan facing ethnic, racial, and religious issues as well as gender diversity, this may seem a bit strange. Diversity in Japan, however, primarily focuses on gender issues and to a much lesser extent on age and LGBTQ issues. Also, there just aren't significant numbers of foreigners living here, nor significant non-Buddhist or non-Shinto foreign religions present to be major issues. Diversity and equity are outcomes, and we believe the key to the door is gaining inclusion. The awareness discussions are important, but we need to go beyond that to looking at the how to get inclusion piece. That is a big discussion, and we cannot deal with all of it in this short piece. But here are two catalysts to start with for delivering inclusion in Japan. 1. Build trust and psychological safety. Trust, credibility, and respect are all key requirements for inclusion. If I don't trust you, then credibility and respect are missing. If I don't think you are credible, then trust and respect are missing. If there's no respect, then there will be no trust or credibility. There are certain actions which build trust, including not playing favorites, being true to one's word, being ethical, consistent, honest, and transparent. These go a long way to establishing the trust needed. Being able to admit when we are wrong and not being locked into fixed positions because of our status or ego also builds trust. Not so easy to pull off when you are the boss. There are also some human relations principles which are magic for building trust and psychological safety. Not criticizing others is a key start. If we want to create trouble and lifelong enemies, We can climb up on our high horse and start telling others they are wrong at every opportunity. Instead, we could find areas where we can express our honest appreciation for the efforts of others. Being genuinely interested in other people, instead of just talking about ourselves all the time, is a good pivot. Being a good listener is a rare skill today. Let's not finish their sentences or cut them off, and instead, let the other person talk. They will feel a respect and that you genuinely consider them important. Trying to see things from the other person's point of view, instead of being absorbed by what we want, substantially changes the dynamic and builds a collaborative, positive environment. We gain credibility when we do this. Find out more. We come back from the break. Today's show is brought to you by our public courses, but we also are doing custom in-house programs. We do them in both Japanese and English. We do them in our super safe classroom and live online. On the 6th of March and also again on the 20th of April, we'll be doing our high impact presentations course. I love this program because as an instructor, people come in day one in the morning and go out day two in the evening, totally transformed. Totally transformed. It's incredible. The speed of growth, the change, magic, absolute magic. Well, it isn't magic. It's the process. It's the coaching. It's the one-on-one. It's the feedback. It's the fact that everything's video. The fact that there's 2 instructors. The fact that we only take small classes, maximum 14 people. The fact that it's very, very intensive. The fact that it's very well designed. The fact that it's very, very comprehensive. And the fact that we learn so much watching others when they're doing their presentations because there's no pressure on us. But when you're up there yourself, you've got a lot of pressure. It's hard to understand what's going on and do it all. But over those 2 days of the main modules, we really learn a lot. Terrific program. On the 18th of March and again on the 12th of April, we're doing our Dale Carnegie course. This is a main module stretch over 12 weeks. It's a very elongated program, but if you want to get change in people, in yourself, you need time. People resist change. That's it. They resist change. They have habits. They have ingrained ways of doing things. They have a mindset. They don't want to change anything. They want everything else to change. They want to stay the same. But if you want to improve, if you want to grow, if you want to be the best you can possibly be, if you want to transform your career and your business, you have to change. You have to make some changes, do something new, something different, something better, something superior, something more effective. That is all mindset. That is all habit. It doesn't happen by itself. It's not organic. You've got to make the change. That means start with how we approach things. And this program really helps us over those 12 weeks to do a lot of things internally that help us to adjust to being able to change and give us more confidence to change and enable us to challenge ourselves to be more than what we are today. Fantastic program. It's also great for communication, great for getting people skills right with people who are not like us, great for our leadership, and great for our stress management as well. It's a fantastic omnibus program. Go to our website at www.dale-carnegie.co.jp. That's www.dale-carnegie.co.jp. Lots and lots of value there for you. To do better in Japan, email me at greg.story@dalecarnegie.com. If you like learning by watching video, then we have nearly 2,000 there for you at Tokyo, Japan, Dale Carnegie TV on YouTube. Welcome back. There are 4 factors which will impact the amount of inclusion we can marshal. Number 1, how we look. What is the actual expression on our face? Do we look welcoming and friendly, or are we displaying stress or anger? Are we in fact showing a warning beacon to everyone to avoid us because we don't look happy or collegiate? Number 2, how we act. What is our body language communicating? This can be tricky. I remember once catching myself shaking my head from side to side while someone was telling me their idea. Unconsciously, I was telling them, I don't like your idea. No words were being expressed by me, but the message was crystal clear. Number 3, what we say. Diplomacy is a learnt skill, and there are always ways of expressing things which will generate less resistance and pushback than other options, and we have to be sensitive to the content and context of our message. Number 4, how we say it. The tone of our voice can trump the actual words. In themselves, they may not be so combustible until we add some nuance to the way we deliver the message. Sarcasm is deadly because we take neutral words and spice them up into weapons of mass collaboration destruction. Okay, a number 2 catalyst is cultural awareness. The issues of conscious and unconscious bias are central to gaining inclusion. Conscious biases are easier to understand, but not necessarily easy to eliminate. We are the products of our upbringing, our experiences, our thinking, and our generational age. The issue becomes, do I care? If we are not convinced of the benefits of diversity, we won't make the effort. This is where the organisation needs to intervene, to spend time and effort establishing that we take achieving diversity seriously here because we see the clear business benefits. If the upper levels of leadership cannot do that, then the inclusion cause is doomed to fail and nothing will change. We don't know what we don't know. Blind spots or lack of self-awareness are all the enemy of eliminating subterranean biases we may have. Microaggressions are a common outcome of our lack of self-awareness. We are barreling along in our career, sweeping all before us, but also leaving a trail of destruction in our wake. We are ignorant of how we are coming across. When we have built up trust, though, we can illuminate points of unconscious bias by colleagues and bosses. I tell all my new staff when they join that if I'm doing something which annoys them, I may be totally unaware of it. Let me know, and I'll stop doing it. Especially with female staff members, I make the point that as a man, I'm often just unaware of how they may feel about my comments. If they let me know, I will stop making those sorts of comments. We need to have an open mind about analysing ourselves and our negative outcomes with others. By better understanding ourselves, we can improve our radar for trouble. Inclusion is a one person at a time effort, but support and guidance from top leadership is vital. Thank you for joining the Leadership Found series. If you found the program useful, then tell your family, friends, and colleagues. Don't forget to subscribe and share this podcast. You can contact me at greg.story@dalecarnegie.com. Our website is www.dale-carnegie.co.jp. Until the next episode, take what you thought valuable, put it into action, because idea application is what makes winners winners. So be one of them. Remember, I'm in your corner, committed to your success here in Nippon.